Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have our first look and I guess confirmation that Toralei is gonna be included in the Monster High live action movie sequel. Let's get into it. So earlier today I saw a lot of people posting this close-up of this wig and saying that it's Toralei, and for instance here with MH Updates 2022 on their stories. So I right away I was like, I gotta ask everyone who posted this story, who posted this picture, ask everyone, where is this picture from, what is this story here? And thankfully, thanks to @girlies and ghouls on Instagram, they explained that this picture was originally posted by the actor Steve Valentine on Instagram, who plays Dracula in the Monster High live action movie, and then shortly after he deleted it. So that kind of tells you a lot, that he was not supposed to share a reveal like this. So looking at the picture right away, we can see Laguna and Cleo right there on the top shelf, and then of course Dracula as well. And then right next to Laguna there's a wavy wig, and at first I was like, who could that be? It looks like Claudine, and that is Claudine's hair, but I thought it looked too brown. Like, isn't her hair like purple now? And I realized that there's actually a wig specifically for her human form, so underneath. So this wig is not for her human form. This means Claudine will now sport her original look again, which is just some brown hair, straight up, no purple shenanigans. It's just all brown hair, and it looks long. Looks like she's gonna get an upgraded wig with long wavy curls, and it looks so good. I love the highlights, the middle part. It's gonna look so good on Claudine. I'm very curious to see if they're also gonna update her fashions, or I think the fashions in general in this movie. I think they might, and let's also see how they're gonna update maybe some other characters, hair choices. And then we do also have the Gulia wig right next to Claudine, and it seems that her hair might also be updated to be longer, or maybe it has like a different hairstyle than the first movie wig. There seems to be a missing wig right next to Claudine's updated wig, so maybe she's gonna have two wigs. Oh my god, I don't know. But underneath Gulia's wig there are some orange pieces that at first I thought, that could be Holt. That could be Holt Hyde, because he has orange hair. That could be, and because they're also like cut up pieces, I thought that would be a good way to kind of integrate the orange into his hair. And then maybe they could add some flame effects or some glowing effect in post. But then I realized, there's a little name tag, and we can't see the full name obviously, but the last two letters are TH, which obviously probably means that these hair pieces are for Heath, the actor who plays Heath. What's his name? Justin Derrickson, something like that. Justin something. So I was kind of disappointed. I thought this could be Holt. I thought this was Holt. They both have orange hair. Kind of makes sense. But no, this seems to be Heath once again. Which, I mean, that's great. We're getting to see him more in this movie. I hope he gets more scenes with Miss Abby Abominable, perhaps. And Abby is not in this picture. Her wig is not here, so I also want to see how her hair looks like. Maybe it'll look the same, the two little horns, horn buns like at the top, or it'll be different. I don't know. I think it's cute, so let's see. I definitely want them to have more scenes together in this sequel, and I hope they do. Bottom row, we have Dracula's wig, which seems to be the exact same hairstyle with the exact same placement of the pink and black, the pink and black halves, so that won't change. But maybe she'll get an updated look when I don't know what the plot's gonna be, but I feel like Dracula is gonna have to make some decisions to be evil or good, or I don't know, something, because obviously in the teaser for the sequel there was some kind of hand, waving around this crystal orb saying, I need her, Dracula is the key to taking down the vampires or something. So let's see if Draculaura has to, go against her own kind or choose between being a witch and being a vampire. So anyways, the Claudine wig, we can see it clearly here. It's more curly and it seems to be kind of like the same wig that they used for the same movie. And then, of course, the Toralei wig itself. Now, I am very happy to say here that Toralei has short hair in the movie sequel. I know, we can all sigh a breath of relief because I think we were all scared that perhaps she was going to have long hair, just like the doll has long hair. But I do think she will have short hair, in the series and then, of course, in the movie now as well, which is great. And the hairstyle really closely resembles the hairstyle that they're also using for Toralei in the series, which I think is great, to not mix up the different hairstyles too much to make it feel like they're all part of the same world. Like with Cleo has bangs in the movie, but she has a side part in the series, and some other choices. So I definitely feel like it's good to have a cohesive feel. And Toralei's hair looks really good. I mean, look at it. It's exactly what I think most of us would have liked to see on the doll release. Now, the actual hair color is not as vibrant or as red as the, in series, counterpart, because in the series, her hair is like very vibrant, it's very red, and has also some highlights. And in this, obviously the wig, there are some wigs that can be, vibrant, red. It could be more vibrant, but it also could just be the filter that, the actor used for the picture. That may be a factor why the hair looks more like, less opaque here. It's more like, washed out. So maybe it'll actually be more vibrant in the final look. Let's hope so, because I'm okay if this hair, it'll look just like normal, more like a natural red. But I think in a Monster High universe, you don't have to worry about it looking natural or not. It's just hair. These are monsters. There's nothing realistic about it. So come on, give Toralei the red, vibrant hair that she deserves, please. But in any case, at least the actual hairstyle looks great. It's really a 1-to-1 replica of the in-series counterpart with the side part, and then it's kind of like wavy, and I love it. It definitely looks really good. It's very well styled, but obviously, Toralei also has ears, so I'm wondering if those will just get stuck on later on or glued on. It's probably going to be the same procedure that they did with Claudine and Claudine's wigs and her ears, because obviously Claudine also has ears, right? So I think they'll just do the same thing like they did for Claudine. Now, oh my god, Toralei as a character, how could she come into play for the sequel? I honestly think there could be a really juicy story here. So one of the two ways that she could get introduced is number one, she's just a new transfer student or just a new addition to the school, nothing too juicy, she's just a student, and then she has to maybe get introduced to the whole school by Claudine, and then Claudine is still the new ghoul in school, so she can relate to Toralei, and maybe they even form a bond. Now, my personal favorite option is option 2, which is that whoever is the evil villain of the second movie that we saw their hands of in a teaser is gonna, I guess, hire Toralei to, make her way into Monster High, pretend to be a student to get closer to Draculaura, to then, I don't know, I guess, execute the villainous plan to get Draculaura on the villain's side. I don't know, but I feel like Toralei being a mole at Monster High, being a spy at Monster High, trying to get closer to Draculaura, and at the end, maybe they even form a real relationship, and Toralei then feels bad that she had to betray Draculaura. I feel like that is a very solid story path that they could go down, and I feel like I kind of just wrote the whole movie. You're welcome, Mattel, Monster High, Nickelodeon. I mean, come on. What I just said sounds perfectly adaptable to the movie. I feel like that is a perfect way to introduce Toralei, and it's just kind of like a perfect plot. Because, it fits Toralei's personality. Toralei was never, good or evil. She's always kind of just being out for herself. She only just looks out for herself, and she's no different in the series. So I feel like for this movie, it would be perfect if that's kind of like, she's kind of like an anti-hero. She's not like the villain, but she's just kind of like, you know, doing what she needs to do for herself, what's best for her. And then by the end, again, she'll feel bad and she'll be like, oh no, I actually made some true monster friends and I feel bad, and you know, the whole spiel. So I feel like that could be a very good story plot for the sequel to introduce Toralei. And also I think Claude is also gonna, you know, get into this movie. I don't know how, I don't know, you know, context wise, like how is he gonna get introduced, because we never heard of a sibling in a first movie for Claudine. So I don't know how they're gonna work that in, but listen, I'm sure they can, and I'm sure they will. And if they don't introduce Claude, then I'm 100% sure that besides for Toralei, there will be at least Spectra or Helene, or I don't know. I mean, I guess if Claude is not going to get introduced, then neither is Helene, because they're both like technically siblings. But then it's either Spectra, Venus, or Rebecca. I feel like, or no, Abby's already been introduced. I feel like it's either Spectra, Venus, or Rebecca or Rochelle. I don't know. I definitely feel like there's gotta be a new character introduced besides for Toralei, because Toralei, again, and I feel like this is a safe bet. I feel like this is definitely gonna happen. Toralei will not be like a ally at first, you know, to the main squad. So I feel like we definitely need more new characters that are right off the bat part of the squad. So Spectra, you know, Venus, or Rochelle, Rebecca, or Nephra. Nephra could be introduced as Cleo's big sister. You know, she is kind of like being mean to her, and maybe that's also a way that Claudine can relate to Cleo more, because maybe then we'll also find out that she has siblings. I don't know. Again, I feel like if they introduce siblings, they should introduce Claude and Helene and Nephra, but I'm not sure if they're gonna go down that path. Either way, again, I definitely feel like new characters, Spectra, Venus, Rochelle, whatever. Nephra, hopefully Claude, maybe. In any case, Toralei being added into the sequel is really good news. And I mean, it is Toralei. It is her wig. And Mattel just didn't want this information to get out. But I guess too late. The fire has spread. And we're all aware now. And I cannot wait to see who they cast as Toralei. Oh my god, who are they going to cast as Toralei? I don't know. I have no clue. I hope, again, I obviously I hope it's someone good, but I also just hope that whoever they cast actually has a presence that is like Toralei's, you know, kind of like mischievous and kind of like a bad girl, but also not like evil. Like, she's not an evil person. She's just, you know, she's just looking out for herself. So I feel like they definitely need to cast someone that captures that kind of vibe, just like they captured the perfect casting with Cleo, Jackie, Laura, Frankie, and Claudine. I hope that they can, you know, strike twice with the casting perfection of the first movie with Toralei, and again, more new characters. I'm 100% sure we're gonna get more new characters. I'm just not sure who. I hope they cast someone good, and either way, I'm just very excited. This is shaping up very quickly, and it's already January, so you know, this time October, hopefully. Let's see. I want to know what you think they could do with Toralei in the sequel, though. How are they going to play her? Is it going to be like an antagonist, anti-hero situation? Or is she going to just be a fellow new student? Let me know down below. And as always, that was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the adulty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.